Testing, testing, testing. Give you a second to get in here. Look at a little smiley face. No shoulder gear, okay. There. Hello and welcome on in. Welcome Brick Production, welcome Pug. Here's a little bit more time to get more folks in here real quick. I'm gonna leave the base off of this, so it doesn't roll away on me while I'm building. Just like we did last time. The general Vex as well. How are we doing today? There we are. The true villain of the ice chapter. Woo! This here. Fits and that stuff. This thing? Well, if you're tired, Brick, you could always just hang out here for a while. I'm just gonna be building. That's all I'll be here doing. Promised my viewers that I would build this with them, and so that is what I'm doing. Just looking at some of the parts that are included in here, it looks a lot more technical than I was expecting. Oh, the work will just keep piling on there, Brick. That's just how it is. Even beyond high school. Let's see here. Welcome, Hero of Time. It is a pretty cool set. This is my first time building it, so just looking at it, it looks cool. But we will see if that holds true, at least in my book. I know some people think it's cool. Already, I wasn't expecting this build to turn out the way that it has, which I guess is a good start. There's even some green in there too, look at that. Green in a Zane vehicle. Maybe he was supposed to be the Green Ninja all along. Do you guys all hear the sound alright? Can you hear me well enough? Hear the music well enough? He was being temperamental earlier, so I have to ask. Oh, hey, this one actually shows that this axle's a little bit crooked when it's put in there because the way the gears mesh and line up. Don't often see that. Go and Just want it to line up. Okay. Good. Sounds good. That's good to hear. So we're building some Ninjago today, but you know, I've had a lot on my mind regarding that newest wave of Ninjago sets that just popped up last week. I'm really impressed by how it looks so far. Like, maybe even beyond reason. That new Shadow Dojo set reminds me of Legends of Chima, which I mean that in a good way. I loved those sets when they were around. Good balance of minifigs too. Build looks great. Comes across as just a little bit expensive, maybe. I mean, it's big. It's a big set, so I can't say I'm entirely sold on that front of it, well, being maybe a little bit too overpriced. But I know a lot of people have been really on about the Dragonstone Shrine being, oh, it's so expensive. I don't see it. The thing is big. The thing is part dense. Great and exclusive minifigs. I can't complain. I think it's weird that Lego, well, I think it's weird how a lot of non-Ninjago fans have been doing a bunch of content off of it because Lego partnered with them and stuff, but I guess they're trying to get more people interested in it. I mean, it's a beautiful display piece too, so I get that, but this whole build challenge thing that they're challenging people to do, they could be a little better. A little better. That little bit of news, Pug, just made the world to me. Like, we all knew that Chima was a realm within all the realms that Ninjago is connected to in a way, but hearing that Roz is from there, just, it's a whole different feeling. It's what we wanted to hear. It's what we wanted to hear. And then the further building of it, Chima being in the wildness as well, just makes it so much cooler. Hi, Zavi, welcome. We're building some Ninjago and talking some Ninjago right now, but I'm sure that we'll go on some more tangents here. I think it's interesting too. Like, it's so interesting having two whole waves with the same bad guys, because it allows for building a larger army, and I'm curious if the Wolf Warriors will continue into the summertime, because that would be the first time since the Ninjago movie that we've had a consistent lineup of bad guys. And I think that's pretty neat. Over the course of an entire year, I mean. Aaron's Buggy's another really cool one that they introduced too. It has a $50 price tag, and that seems like a lot. And I know that it has the large tires and stuff in it, but I don't think that quite justifies it, in my opinion. It's interesting, like, people are like, oh, the Dragonstone thing is so expensive for what it is. Like, no, but then over here, I'm like, yeah, Aaron's Buggy, yeah. It is pretty expensive. The Kaimech is really neat too. It reminds me of that, what's that one mech in Pacific Rim? The red one, the four-armed one, which I'm pretty sure was a very deliberate homage. Welcome, Tanner. Also, apparently the vehicles that have the winches on them too can just support their weight if you hang them off of something. It's pretty neat. I think that's pretty cool. Oh, these are the different side. Like, huh? Golden studs go over here. But yeah, it's a smaller wave that I suppose is just part 2 of the first wave that came out this year. I think it's pretty good. Excited to see all the features within. We haven't already got a good look at them, I suppose. Welcome, Combo. Technically, Pug, that set hasn't been revealed yet, but I did see it. And it looks really nice. But I imagine that with the way how it was accidentally shown off, that the reveal is not very far away. We'll talk more later. Remind me, I'm sure someone will. What do you think about the Lego Movie looking back 10 years later? I think that I have a lot of positive and negative things about the Lego Movie. And the fact that we're 10 years from it now is just, it makes me feel old, which, you know, I already feel that way all the time, but that was a huge change in just media as a whole, but then it also changed basically how Lego existed from then on. It's really interesting if you think about it. Every single thing that happened before from Lego leads to the Lego Movie, and everything that's happened since is spurred from the Lego Movie. The Lego Movie is this one centric point that all things Lego before and after are threaded into it and come out from it. And that's a good and bad thing, depending on what the subject matter is. But I loved the movie when it came out. I still love it today. There's so much to love about it. It holds up to this day, looks beautiful. Supplemented a very exciting time of my life too, which was great. I have a lot of love to say that I would want to communicate properly, but now is probably not the time for that. It's a long-winded something. What is your favorite overall Ninjago villain army? Ooh. Overall Ninjago villain army. I want to say the Serpentine. I do think there's some nostalgia involved there, but there's also a lot of variety to be had too, and that's part of the reason why I love it, because it's full of it actually feels like an army. Not everybody is exactly the same. There's different tribes and exotic characters, humorous characters, silly characters, it's smart characters. It's probably my favorite of the bunch. Combo, there's a Megamind 2? Huh. Oh wait, I think I might have heard about this. Aren't they doing a TV show with it too, and they didn't bring back Will Ferrell? Because even at that point, why bother? In my opinion. He's too busy doing Despicable Me 4, and for that reason too, with how, if I can't remember it, I don't think we're gonna get sets off of him at all. I don't think there's even a chance. Plus, there's already so many themes that Lego's putting it. So many pieces of media that Lego's making products off of this year. Don't want to have it almost entirely just that, you know? Can't do everything. Cool as it would be. Do you think we could say it's trash? It only took a couple seconds. Boom, boom. It's a Peacock original with no Will Ferrell. If it's no Will Ferrell, I was already not watching, but I don't have Peacock either, so that means I'm not even watching it even more. Also, welcome Doofus Dan. Welcome Greg Dillon. According to the filmmakers of the Lego Movie, if the Lego Movie was 100% stop motion, it would have allegedly taken 10 more years to make than it did. So in a parallel universe, that's very interesting. But it's crazy too that it's an animation and it looks like a stop motion, which I know that's intentional, but just it's very incredible, very impressive. It's already much more dense than I was expecting, which is always a good thing. Always a good thing. I guess that would be an angled cockpit too, looking at it. Oh, got my list filled. Megamind 2 is trending for all the bad reasons. The Ornithopter is a very great build. That's what I was hoping for with the Ornithopter. As someone who doesn't mind their Technic, that build intrigues me to no end because it's such a blend between Technic and the system set pieces, the system elements. then the functionality and how multiple levers do how single levers do multiple things despite the fact that they're two completely separate functions. It's so cool. It's so smart. I don't know if it's a priority for me, but as someone who loves a good build, I might just jump the gun and bother with it. I don't know. Not anytime soon though. Have you seen the Magic Portal, the stop motion the Lego movie took inspiration from? I did not. I've never been a big brick film guy myself, honestly. I know it's important for that sake too, but maybe one day. I just watched Dune yesterday and I need that set so badly. See, I still haven't seen Dune 1. I was told when the original came out, say, oh, just wait for part 2, because that'll feel like a whole cohesive story. Now, part of me feels that, regardless of what those people were saying, if I were to have watched it, I bet I would have enjoyed it. I appreciate me a good sci-fi. But, maybe sometime here I'll watch the first one in preparation for the second one. Didn't see that. Zing's logo on here. I was shocked to see was a sticker. I didn't realize it was a sticker. Oh, what is it supposed to look like? Here's the box! So it's like a little bit that way. I'm trying to be patient on this one. I'm going to use my right hand. My dominant hand to keep things steady. Oh, it's just a little wonky. Well. That's okay, Pink Ice. I appreciate you stopping by. Okay, for new speed champions. Okay, the speed champions. Though, see, in the past, I have been very so-so about... It was lined up. Oh. I'm very so-so about the Formula 1 cars that LEGO's done in the past. But now that the new scale has been established for speed champions, I saw one that did it a couple years ago, and then you know how they just kind of stopped doing them? This new one that they did for McLaren is so impressive. I'm shocked. And I'm excited too, because that means more good speed champion builds. Oh, this threads in. Okay. Look at this, chat. So it connects like this here, and then there's a hole in the top here. We can thread this axle in to connect it to the base, so that all of this is connected here. So it all moves together. That is so cool. Here we are talking about system heavy sets with a good Technic and apparatus built into it, and here we are. Yeah, I know those speed champions come out March 1st, but doesn't mean we can't talk about them now. I'm planning on watching it when it comes out. The first was amazing. Oh. Again, from the people who are suggesting I wait until the second one is out, they did say that the movie was good, but they just felt that it would be better if you had the second movie to watch with it. No negativity. Interesting that these are clear backed stickers that are white printing with gray on the top of that and red. So the colors match just a little bit better because the clear backed stickers with the white printing on top of them to make them look white instead of translucent clear like these windshield pieces are going to be, it actually blends better with the brick and makes it color match a bit better. It's a double-edged sword though. They tend to have a lot of air bubbles underneath them when you put them on. Yesterday I finished building the new Guardian ship from last year. Great build, but man is it hard to display with its size and strange shape. Oh, I have no doubt the Bowie's a pain. Ironically though, I would love to have a version of the Bowie that's up to the par of the Venator. The Guardian ship from the Infinity Saga. Line of sets at least. I think it would be cool because a larger size would probably allow I can't talk. A larger size would allow a little bit more detail. Bag number 2. Oh, there's a big old pink brick in it. See? If this were the Star Wars designers, they would be getting cake. This is wonky, like in a good way. I did not know what I was expecting. Cool. I just hope this thing looks complete when it's done, because for a set that was $30 at the time, part of me feels like it would end up unfinished in the end with all that's going on with it. Ooh, pretty. I like. This piece here always reminds me of Alpha Team, because one of the sets that I wanted from the Mission Deep Freeze something had this piece at the front of it, the Ice Blade. And it was cool because that set could transform, so it was the front of a ski vehicle, but then you could transform it, and then it ended up being the back of a helicopter that it could transform into. The coolest thing. They don't make Lego like they used to like that. This world needs an Alpha Team retrospective, and I feel like I might have to take matters into my own hands. What is your favorite Ninjago collectible? Golden weapons, fang blades. Ooh. Best Ninjago collectibles. I want to say the Sword of Souls. The Nauticon sword that was featured in all the sets, because there was one for every single ninja in Wu. And that each of the blades also were different as well. We're just a bit more variety in a sense compared to, oh, it's just the same thing with a different color of tips to it, or it's the same piece with a different jewel in the center. The Fang Blades, not the Fang Blades. The Time Blade Claws were also really cool too, because they were all their own unique mold. And I kind of like the handheld shipping of them, their versatility, if you would. There's also an Astro Mark F1 card comes out in June. Well, that's what we heard. It's the rumor anyway. In fact, I believe there's another one beyond that too, though, for the F1 cars. But I guess we'll have to wait and see in that regard. And are you a physical media collector, or do you usually go with digital content? That's a very, very good question. So, in this day and age, we don't really have a choice when it comes to... Well, we don't always have a choice when it comes to getting physical or digital content, sadly. I prefer physical media. I'm very disappointed how a lot of retailers are exiting out of that space right now, which I'm sure will be temporary, because eventually there'll be a collector's market and they'll go crazy for it. But, time will tell. All of my video games that I usually get physically, unless I can't help it. I do stream movies, but whenever there's a movie that I love, I do try to go out of my way to get it on Blu-ray at least. I'm not a collector, if you would. It's more like, if I'm going to get it in any format, I'm going to get it physically if I want to own it. Because owning something digitally is just basically a rental until they decide to not let you use it anymore. Plus, what's also important too is that if something is all digital, the designer or developer of something, producer of something, can edit something out retroactively that's important, but they assume is controversial, when really it being controversial is why it's such an interesting and compelling thing. That's not something I'm not a big proprietor of that, despite the fact that it might be a controversial thing, because sometimes controversial things are important to think about and to discuss. Be thought-provoking in a way. But that's just a generality of what that looks like. But that's just me. But yes, physical is the way I usually go. Hi man, love the vids, keep up the great work. Thank you, Brick Patch. I appreciate you stopping by and saying so. Welcome, by the way. I always love to hear compliments from people. It helps keep me going. Especially during tough weeks and stuff. Those only come up every so often, though. Yes, I'm always happy when people say something. Does my heart good. I'm more interested in the Mercedes AMG GT and AMG G63. I have no idea which those cars are specifically. See, this is what I love about when I start talking Speed Champions. People are like, oh, this car, and they go through the whole entire name and the numbers and such, and it's just... Cargo Vroom, okay? Lego car, good build, Cargo Vroom. Yes, very good. That's me and Speed Champions, okay? Now, I tend to learn the names as I go, because I end up owning the set and I read the name of it, maybe have to write it down somewhere, and then it's like, oh, that's the McLaren F1 LM, it's the orange one, or the Solus GT is the white and black one. I learn it after the fact as opposed to, because you just spout any random gobbledygook of names and with a car brand attached to it and numbers, I believe you that it's an actual car, even if it might not be. Welcome, McFlurry. Welcome. Give me just 1 second, chat. Thank you, Brick Patch. I appreciate that. I don't want to necessarily call it a review, though if you really boil it down, that is kind of what it is. It's more just making the proclamation and then telling people why that is, and it just so happens to include all of your usual wants and needs for a review, I suppose. It just happened that way. If I had more time to make more content, maybe I would do reviews, probably off of more current things, to be honest. But the review market is just so saturated now. It's kind of hard to make that jump, in my opinion. Some people might make it happen. You see people like Tiago will come out and completely redefine how reviews are done, and suddenly he's on top of the world when it comes to reviews. F in the chat for all the people who bought the SpongeBob episode Midlife Crustacean, only for YouTube to remove it from their library without a refund. Why that episode of all episodes? That's a great Oh. That's the old Mr. Krabs one, right? I know why they removed it. I know why they removed it, and it's dumb. The reason they removed it is dumb. I'm not gonna go into the details here, because I mean I get it, but also wrong. Leave it. Just leave it out. Just go. This doesn't reflect our opinion these days, and like. That's all you need to do. Don't say or do anything else, because you can't undo what you already did. Pan, are you more of a Cartoon Network person, or do you click with Nickelodeon more? So I've always been a Nickelodeon kid. I always make the funny remark that I did not have a nanny to babysit me when I was a kid. My babysitter was SpongeBob. We're a family filled with SpongeBob quotes. I feel like that makes me a funnier person, in my opinion, but that's just me. That's just me trying to rationalize it. Ooh. Ooh. But then, I've seen some of the obscure stuff, but there was also, like, rules and such of which movies or shows that I was allowed to watch on Nick 2. So I didn't see everything. but a lot of what I love cartoon-wise is because I was a watcher of Nickelodeon. And I wouldn't want it any other way. Now, have I gone back and caught up on some Cartoon Network things? Maybe not entirely, but yeah, I have. I have indeed. A lot of the older stuff, though, for Cartoon Network, I find it very hard for me to get into. Oh, why did I do both sides? This is a funny looking piece, chat. Funny looking piece. Anyways. It's because the older shows, like, there is some semblance of them that feels dated, but odds are is that for some of them it's just a matter of me needing an opportunity just to get into them. Like, I make an exception for Star Wars. That's just because how I am. But any of the shows that were on either of the platforms there, but that's just, yeah, it's situational. One of these days, probably go back and do something about all of it. No promises, though. Combo, to answer your question about why they removed that SpongeBob episode, the specific quote and the context in mind was said by Doofus Dan. Cartoon Network did have Ninjago, but all of my Ninjago watching was not done on Cartoon Network. It's part of the reason why I kind of fell off of it before, there was a good year and a half there between Skybound and Sons of Garmadon that I just completely missed out on everything Ninjago. Because Cartoon Network wasn't up to date. None of the streaming services were updating. Well, Cartoon Network was up to date, it's just that they didn't make it available online. They just aired a whole week of it all in one go, and we'll never see the show again at this rate, and then, yeah, it's a challenge. And then, some of the Transformers shows were on Cartoon Network too, and I eventually caught up on those as well. It's how I watched Transformers Animated. So glad I put in that effort to do so. I love that. Love that show. That'd be my favorite Transformers show out of all of them. I haven't seen all of them, I should say, but that's just... I'll claim that. I'll assume I'll feel the same no matter which of the Transformers shows I inevitably end up watching in the future. I mean, Mr. Krabs does get his comeuppance, it's true in the end. But that's just the problem, too, is just the fact that it exists in the first place to some people. Boo. Welcome, Adam. Welcome, Mela. Mela? Call me Mela. Mela. See, there was a time where I was going all in on the Netflix stuff, too. That's when I ended up watching, I started Dragon Prince, started Tales of Arcadia, started and finished Voltron. Legendary Defender, I loved that. Rewatched Last Airbender and Korra, which I adore with all of my heart. That's one that I missed as a kid, and I'm glad that I kind of did, because I got to experience its nuances from the get-go. As more of a story. Interesting way to do those blades in the front. Okay. Legendary Defender, I feel, it got really, really good and people wanted more of it, so Netflix ordered more of it, but then it went on for too long, and it kind of lost its way, I feel. Because some stuff that should have been like the grand finale type of thing happened earlier on in the series than I would have expected. Doesn't mean I don't like it, though. It's a giant robot with a companion compelling story. In space! What could possibly be better? What could possibly be better? If anybody knows my favorite anime of all time, you know me and giant robots, we get along very well. Giant robot shows with good stories. How would you feel if LEGO made other comic book sets besides Marvel and DC? Well, that would depend on what comic sets they end up doing. I do worry that because those other comic brands might be smaller in comparison to Marvel and DC, that they might not have enough traction to get people interested. As cool as it will be, I'm sure, for some fans to have some of their favorite characters brought into LEGO. But I'm not much of a comic book reader, unless you can. Well, I'm not a big reader in general, just because I have ADHD. It's hard for me to pay attention to that. Audiobook, sure, and then maybe in the case of maybe not reading a manga but watching an anime, that's the route I would take. LEGO needs to do anime, which technically are manga, but anime. You catch my drift. They could get away with that. I feel it's popular enough with all audiences for some of them, which really limits which ones they could do. But, you know, they could do like a collector's series of like dioramas based off of different stuff, rather than going all in on there's a 7-set wave of Naruto sets. Like, okay, maybe it's just one, and then there's a DBZ set on the side, and then maybe they'll do something from Demon Slayer. I don't know. If the 18 plus sets, really the context doesn't matter much. Whoops, sorry. I booped the camera. A PhD is a higher form of education learning combo. What I was saying is I have ADHD. Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder. Basically, I have more energy than other people, but then also the way that my brain works functions differently. In the scientific terms people do today, I am not neurotypical. But then, if you really think about it, none of us really are. And that's not a bad thing either. It means we're each our own. It's part of the reason why sometimes I talk real fast. Or sometimes I lose my train of thought a little bit too quickly. Oh, this is really weird having this outfit for Zane finally. Because they haven't opened up all of my Secrets of Forbidden Ninjutsu sets, so having these basically 4 years worth of ninja suits all embodied right here is just wow! Wow. Such a clean outfit too, look at this. That's so good. There's a Shuriken, well, I sure hope you would have Shuriken, it's the Shuri-Copter after all. Well, the thing with when it comes to different types of disabilities is they appear different in different people combo. So if I don't look good like it, that's fine. If I did, that's also fine too. Everybody's different. It has been quite a while, just a banana. I took a week break. Probably, I'm thinking about doing less streams, but getting back into at least doing them relatively regularly. I feel like part of me felt like those past few weeks there, I felt like maybe I was streaming because I felt like I had to, as opposed to wanting to. And I'd rather want to stream than feel like I have to stream. Does that make sense? Do you think the fact that kids can watch all of the original Ninjago series for free benefits LEGO? Seasons 1 through 9 on Tubi and 10 through 16 on LEGO's YouTube channel? That's the whole reason why they're free, Pug! The whole reason they're free, so that kids get into it. It's the whole reason why. Now, part of the problem is that if kids are watching all that stuff free, they're going to want the sets from those seasons. So now that almost all of those seasons are retired, now that they're all retired, kids are going to keep demanding, I want to see more of that, more of that. LEGO's going to go, we already did that. And it's like, well, it's time for you to remix some sets, LEGO. How about that? Because if they had some old sets around and some new sets, well, I should say, if they made, like, screen-accurate versions of Ninjago vehicles from older seasons, I think that would definitely make a lot of people excited who are really big on Ninjago, who might already have plenty of the sets. But it also gives people who are new to Ninjago a chance to actually own those sets, or at least contextually correct version of those sets as well. Especially if the minifigures are accurate, because that's the most important part of Ninjago, no matter what anybody tells you. But yes, it's part of the marketing stunt of it. It's why a lot of the Transformers shows are available for free on YouTube as well. Just brand recognition and awareness. It's always a good thing. Have you ever played any SpongeBob games? Yes, I have. Now, it's been a long time. Haven't played any of the remakes. But I played Battle for Bikini Bottom when it was new. I played the SpongeBob SquarePants movie game. Creature from the Krusty Krab. Also played a couple of the PC games. I had the SpongeBob Teaches Typing game, which was weird, but it was cool. It's no Mario Teaches Typing, that's for sure. In the weird department. But yeah, I do kind of want to play the Battle for Bikini Bottom remake, but just based on how current SpongeBob has been, which is not something I've been all too invested in, which should speak volumes for what I'm about to say, I'm not really all that interested in Cosmic Shake. And I think that if I remember the reviews that I read correctly, as very few people were too. Oh, two of your brothers are that way. Oh, interesting combo. Very smart, but very different. Now that's me to a T. Not to toot my own horn. I'll take it. Heck yeah. Kinda regret buying some of the Ninjago Evo sets from 2022. Okay. Do not regret them, because what you're seeing is the LEGO Ninjago designers without the show forcing them to do something. Without forcing it to conform to a specific idea from the show, whether it's remake or something new. They basically got to do whatever they wanted. And it's beautiful. But something that people really don't seem to comprehend with the Evo sets is that this is the action theme that people have been waiting for years. And when LEGO delivered that, of course in a way that they didn't exactly expect. Oh look! He blacked out. Let's see what happens next. There we are. Okay. It's all good. It all worked out in the end. But yeah, I personally don't regret getting the Evo sets because it's something that's fresh and something that's new while still being something familiar. I think that the outfits from those sets are some of my favorites. I also really love some of the sets from that wave too. Jay's Titan Mech is one of them. The Ninja Dojo Temple, incredible set. Incredible. I love the combo mech too. It's a little bit fragile. I like that it's a combiner mecha, but I enjoyed it. Heck, it's still built. But I also understand, you know, feeling that, oh, that money could have gone towards something else. I appreciate that too. But I wouldn't regret. I certainly don't regret buying any Evo sets, that's for sure. A lot of the smaller ones are definitely a lot simpler. Some of them are way too overpriced, but when those ones that found the happy medium, I think some of them are pretty good. Like the Ninja race car, the Kai one. That's one of my favorite $10 Ninjago sets, period. It is a fantastic little car. Love it to pieces. Jump scare. Just beat Cosmic Shake, and as someone who unfortunately doesn't find modern SpongeBob too funny, I did laugh occasionally with Cosmic Shake. Gameplay-wise, it's nothing groundbreaking, but solid. Well, it's good that it's solid. That's good. I definitely have other video games to play, though, Doofustan. The backlog grows ever larger, and with the releases that are coming out in the next 2 months, oh, that pile's just gonna keep getting bigger and bigger. I'm gonna take time out of my life to play Final Fantasy Rebirth, though. I ain't missing that one. Welcome, Gale. There. So many interesting angles with this one. Look at that. It kind of moves a bit too. That moves. Huh. Neat. You got Cole's Elemental Mech, Gale. Did you enjoy it? Infinite Bits, what's that combo? Welcome, Jimmy Film. Yes, happy 10th anniversary to the Lego movie. It's a very happy, joyous day. Drake the Breaker, if you're gonna do that, use the B emoji. Have some class. We sell food here, sir. Good, I'm glad that you like it, Gale. With how many games there are, Cosmic Shake is by no means a must-play. It was just in my backlog and felt I could knock it out. I'll take that. I'll take that. That makes sense to me. If you're gonna have a backlog, you might as well whittle it down somehow. And you can say that you've played it too. An informed opinion as well, which is good. The music in the background, Oaktown, is all from Sonic the Hedgehog. And it's many, 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 many different games. Sega's also the least stingy with their music. Even though I am talking over it, I do choose it specifically because of their leniency. It's funny because Atlas, who makes the Persona games, they were huge, huge, huge sticklers on the kind of music that anybody could possibly use, if any, on YouTube, to the point where stuff that they shouldn't be able to take down got taken down because they decided they wanted to do that. Now that they're owned by Sega, they've been forced to completely change their mindset on that, which I think is kind of funny. What do I do with this one? B emoji. It's emoji supremacy. BT dubs. Just joined for the first time and subbed. I want to keep watching you. Thank you, Drake the Rake. I appreciate it. Always welcome to new subscribers. I think that I am going to finish this a lot earlier than I expected. And I'm gonna have to decide what to do a little bit more, because I feel like we can spend a bit more time doing stuff. I do need to disassemble some of my small... I'm thinking about disassembling all of my poly bags that I have built, because I just don't... They take up room. And I kind of don't want to have them in the way, and most of the ones that I have, I either got just to say that I have the characters, or I already have those characters in other sets on display right now, so I don't need to have another set built with them in it, you know? And like, I don't need the poly bag for the Dragon's Rising one with Rapton and Kai in it. I don't think I need that one built, because I don't have a display set up for Dragon's Rising yet, because I'm all the way back here in 2019 building Secrets of the Forbidden Spinjitzu set, so tells you where I'm at. Probably going to be a while. What other Ninjago set should you pick up since your birthday's coming soon? Oh, well, Gail, all the new Ninjago sets that are coming out in March will be out by then, so you should consider some of those. Or, that's my opinion anyway. Wait, what? There's two of them. I didn't realize that. I'm not paying attention. Woohoo! Oh, you showed your dad my videos, Oaktown. Cool. I hope he liked them. Or enjoyed them in some way, at least. Just glad he was willing to watch. Do you do LEGO Star Wars content too? If not, I'm cool with Ninjago. I do a lot of different kinds of content. You can check out my channel once we're done with the stream. But I do Star Wars stuff, I do Ninjago, and then I do a lot of the stuff about LEGO video game stuff. And LEGO, the 18 plus LEGO sets, the collector sets and stuff. So I'm kind of an all-around kind of a guy. If there's any given moment where I realize, hey, I want to talk about LEGO Creator, or I want to talk about Marvel, or I want to talk about Minecraft or something, I will go out of my way to do that if I feel passionate enough on the subject matter. But, Ninjago, Icons, Star Wars, and the video game sets. Those are the stuff that I primarily focus on. In fact, for my next video, I plan on it being a Star Wars one, so stay tuned. And it's a sequel video too. One pick up some of the sets of Dragon Rise Season 1, but I might just pick up just the ones from this year's January and March waves. So, Gail, what you can do is you can get a combination of 2024 sets and of 2023 sets. That's what you can do. You don't have to stick with just one. Is it supposed to be the ultimate? Like, they're supposed to? Are they supposed to be that way? They are different. Okay. I'll be content with that. You're currently organizing your LEGO pieces in your brick pile? Wink. That's totally not the name of your other account channel. Oh, no, no, no. Definitely not. Oh, no. Hehehe. So, when I sorted my collection, because I had it all in, like, gigantic bins for the longest time, I realized that it was going to be a multi-year project. It took me 4 years to sort my collection completely. Now, keep in mind, I did it all by color first, and realized that for some of the colors, that was not very effective. Because there's just so many small black pieces, or gray pieces, that it's kind of hard to... That's a really nice shape, dang. It's really hard to find pieces in specific colors if you have too many of one color. So after a while, I just decided I'm going to now sort them by part type. And so I went through every single color that I sorted and basically resorted them all over again, but by part type. Now, you need to be mindful of how you organize those, because by part can be really tough. I had like a bunch of styrofoam cups that I used and just sorted specific colors and shapes into those, and some mugs or some leftover cups and whatever. And I would rarely ever fill them because, you know, sure, I might have 100 of them, but you don't need to fill up a cup that much, you know, and it's like this tall. But at least you have all the parts that you're looking for and all in one spot that way. And then I moved, and then I put all of my excess pieces into storage because I have no need for them right now. I mostly build sets. I'm not going into a backlog or anything of pieces and parting out old sets of mine at this point. At least not right now. Doesn't mean never, but not right now. And I have the pieces too. I know where they technically are. They're just not with me, you know? I keep a lot of my disassembled sets close by in case I need them to show as examples, like all those dragons that I built for some of those videos that I did last year. Yeah, some of them still to break down too now that I think about it. I will get to them though. Some very loose connection. Huh. Oh, the good old Samurai X katana blades. I still have these around. It's crazy. At least at the time this thing was made. Okay. Now we just put that here. Get all the ammo inside the stud shooters. It's a very, very interesting set here. I'm going to get these in here and then I'm going to give it a good look. I do not build mocks to film. Or, I know it's not something I'd ever say no to, but it's not a priority for me right now. I just like talking about the hobby and building the sets that LEGO designs themselves. That's why I'm critical of them as much as I am. Because might as well meet all the needs, you know? Okay, all those spares aside. Whew, that was loud. Not there. Da, 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 da. Oh, look how pretty that is. Oh, that's so pretty. Huh, they don't have the ice one in here. Interesting. Alrighty, let's look at this thing here. I think it's very interesting that it sets on the ground like this. I think it's really cool that that works the way it does. Something caught? Oh no, it's huh. That's neat. It rolling across the ground like that's awesome. But then also, oh, that's why that's there. Look at that. Neat. Then of course the stud shooters work too, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. I did forget a piece though. Ugh. That goes right there. Looky there. It's really an interesting shape too. Look at that. That is really cool. And sure, there's a little bit of Technic showing, but it's kind of covered with the ice fractals and such. That's really cool. Very impressed. Let's get Mr. Zane in there. Too bad this doesn't have a good spot to store all of his weapons. But really, the only team that's been very good about that is the Monkey Kid team, so can't say I'm too disappointed. Just to keep him handy. There we go, chat. We did it. We did it. Yes, Combo, it took sorting my collection 4 whole years. 4 whole years. There are sets I'm definitely getting like Young Ryu, the Shadow Dojo, and Eagle. Very nice, very nice. Jim Carrey is returning to Sonic 3. I know, I'm so excited. I'm so happy too. So happy. Advertising to me, my bros can do a channel, but what you did sounds crazy. It was crazy, but I like crazy. Yeah, I agree with Gail. Good luck on the sorting combo. It's gonna be a lot going on, but you got this. What's my favorite theme? Oh, that's a very tough question. Because, like, I love what Icons is doing. I love what Creator is doing. Ninjago is doing great. I don't think it's at the peak that it was, but that doesn't mean I don't like it. Monkey Kid's also waning a little bit for me. I can't say Star Wars because there's so much that can be done there. I think I'd have to say Icons. And that includes ideas and architecture too. Like that, I think they're doing so much new stuff there that's interesting and intricate, and I'm starting to lean in that direction. That's why I do so much content on it. Jim Carrey said he would only come out of retirement if someone offered him a really good script, and he is coming out of retirement for Sonic Movie 3. There you go. Just started a live podcast on Twitch where I interview LEGO content creators. Would you like to be a guest on the podcast? I certainly wouldn't mind being a guest, Oaktown. You just let me know, okay? You know where to message me, I'm pretty sure. It's all linked on my channel. Especially with the amount of black pieces I have, I might try to upgrade the coal mech and try to make my own medium-sized mechs. Oh, that would be fun! No, the Season 11 was great for Ninjago. It was just very... It was a very fresh take on everything. I personally enjoyed it. I think the Ice chapter is a bit weak. But, well, they're each weak in their own ways. But then it developed and got better. But I certainly enjoy the sets. And for some people, it's their first Ninjago season ever. Because some people are going straight to the Wild Brain stuff. Straight to it. They don't even watch the pilots. So for some people, these are the original Ninjago sets to them. Which is why they're so expensive. An opinion on Technic. I'm a person who appreciates Technic. I don't buy every Technic set. I'm not there for watching LEGO imitate the technical aspects of something that exists. I more appreciate it for being able to put in the effort to make something move. Like what we got here is just a sampling of that. Now I've built a couple larger Technic sets in my time, and they are much, much more challenging because you have to put a lot more time and focus into getting them correct. But then I kind of like that. The reward in the end. Did I pre-order any Bricklink sets? No, but I wish I could. Gonna wait for a sale discount in Aaron's buggy. I agree, you should. Did you hear about the rumored... I've heard about some more Ninjago rumors coming out for the summer too. We talked about it previously in a different stream. But the rumor of a big set, I heard that and I'm excited about what that could mean. Gotta make a high-tech mech for Zane, just need more colors. True. So what's really neat now, Gale, is that unlike previous years, Technic is going to be able to give you a good sampling of what all of Technic is like if you buy any of the sets that are $20 or more. Excuse me, $30 or more. So like the pullback racers and such, you're not going to get too much out of that. But a lot of the fancier looking cars and such that are around the $40 to $50 range, then something like the garbage truck like you were saying. Those are definitely great ones. Especially if you're looking for a sampler. And then after that point, if you kind of enjoyed it, not too sure, but you want to give it another chance, I would probably suggest getting something that's a little bit bigger. Because the larger ones are the ones that are a bit more gratifying, in my opinion. They're just a bit expensive. Y'all, the Venom motorcycle has been on shelves since the 1st. So, I don't know why you guys are... Oh guys, look! This is a thing now! Yeah, it's been a thing. Mind if I disassemble some poly bags in the meantime? You can chat a little bit more. I've only been going for an hour at this point. And guess what? We built this on stream and now I'm going to break it down. Okay. I'm going to put this in a little thing here while we chat. We're going to get the Ice Villain vehicle from Season 11 now. There is not an Ice Villain vehicle. There is only hero vehicles. And then I already built the castle. I built it on stream. If you play video games, I recommend Stardew Valley. A lot of the, what are they called? Oh goodness. All of the collection management games I'm always a little bit wary of just because of the time sink. So something like Minecraft, Stardew Valley, and even Lego Fortnite is just... I don't want to get too deep into them because I will spend hours on them, and that's hours that I could be spending playing other video games or making content. The Ice Emperor's Man Cave. The Castle of the Forsaken Emperor, yes. Hello, Muffin. Welcome. My day has been going alright. I got up super duper late today, so it's kind of only just started technically, but here we are. I gotta say, the Castle of the Forsaken Emperor, it was a lot better of a build than I was expecting, but still could have been a bit more. One of my biggest gripes with villain locations is that they like to put giant creatures in there with them, and it eats up a huge chunk of the part count. So something like the Castle of the Forsaken Emperor being one of them. I want to say... what was another one? The Temple of the Endless Sea is another one that really should have gone without Wojira in it. But then part of me has led to believe that kids don't want to buy large animal builds and from Ninjago, and personally I don't feel that's because of the fact that people don't want them. It's just because they're not cool enough. In my opinion. Just definitely want to keep an eye out than Drake the Rake. I'm more of an action-adventure type of guy. Good lore and good gameplay. Sometimes just good lore, it depends on the game. Just depends on the game. Okay, what polybag next? Should we do Batman or should we do Minecraft? What should we do? Oh, here. Do we break down Batman or do we break down Minecraft? I'll probably keep the Panda and Steve and Batman built and just store them away for wants and needs. I always feel like most of Technic is just supercars and race cars and all that. It's very true. It's very true that Technic is. More licensed vehicles and such and the like. They have this really cool sub-theme of space sets that are coming out in March that are not based off of anything specific, just loose concepts from NASA for space exploration. So there is room for them to do a lot of really unique stuff like that, but what is neat about the Technic sets is that you know that when it's done, you know what it's going to be, even if the process to get you there doesn't seem like it. I see one vote for Minecraft, so... Are you kid friendly? I mean, my content is for everybody. So... I haven't pulled the kid. I'm gonna get Panda built too. I'm gonna do this. And my Panda. Yay! Woo! When it comes to the games that I play, like, I don't go into, like, the super duper gory type games. I'm not a Soulsborne fan either, but if something is really good, and I would hate to miss out on something, I will go out of my way to play it. It just depends. Or at least add it to a list of games that I could play. for Spider-Man PS4 is great. It's very great. Steven over here. And then let's do Batman. Days Gone. You know, I've heard of Days Gone, but one of the genres that I am the least fan of are shooters for shooter's sake. Like I don't like Call of Duty. I bet if I played it and kind of enjoyed the competitive aspect, maybe I'd feel different. If the game has zombies in it, it's a huge turn off for me. Not because I can't stomach it, because I think the genre is tired and I find it very bland. That includes The Last of Us. I've spoiled both of those games, so don't worry about me there. But it's, yeah. I've also learned that if settings are a little bit more realistic, I tend to feel kind of about it too. I like some of the escapism. And that's just how I roll. See, I won't turn off all shooters because I do enjoy me some Fortnite and I do enjoy me some Overwatch. I do not mind them. Hey look, more Minecraft. And hey, Rapton! I love the axolotl so much. Look at it. It's so cute. I also really wanted this polybag because it includes a creeper, and I don't have a creeper yet. Or at least I didn't until I got this. I'm just gonna have this fella's shot over here. Steveception. I was like, hey, you could blow up the little... Okay, I believe that's is it lapis? Or is that supposed to be diamonds? I think that's supposed to be diamonds now that I think about it. Because they don't do it translucent color for diamonds, if I remember right. It's been a bit. For the while, at least with the Lego Minecraft that specifically. We're gonna piece all these off one by one. I get too mad at shooters, so I don't play them. I just said Days Gone because if you said you like story. It depends on the story. I have not played Spider-Man, but it's on my list. I have a PS4. I can technically play it. I just have other priorities because of the backlog that I have. I have a Lego set backlog and I have a gaming backlog. Ain't that just the best? Won't ever go bored, that's for sure. Suppose that's a positive. Ugh. There we go. Let's see what we got next. Oh. Let's deal with Kai and Rapton. Just set these fellas over here. Do you have any themes you wish LEGO would make, but you know they would never make? Personally, I think LEGO Invincible sets would be cool, but LEGO ain't touching that IP with a 10-foot pole. That's very true. There is one that I have in mind, but I don't want to talk about it right now, that I really love. And I worry that if I talk about it, it'll stir up discussion, and I don't want to deal with discussion about it right now. Personally. No, there's two of them, actually. Two that I'm thinking of. Both of them are video games. I'm very curious if LEGO was planning on releasing more Moana sets in time for the Disney Plus show. And I wonder if that same story is what got translated into Moana 2. It makes me curious if LEGO will be bothering with that since it just got announced on very short notice. It comes out in November. They just announced it today. Which I'm very excited for. Very excited. Well, I mean, PS5 is gonna be better than PS4 because of the quality of it's a stronger computer basically. It makes sense. I will be getting a PS5 hopefully sometime soon. Let's tackle the AAT. This is a pretty nice build, by the way. It's one of the newer ones just released. If you don't have a store in your area that doesn't already have it, they offer it for May the 4th. Go for it. It's a good build. Not as good as the X-Wing though. I want SpongeBob back, says Drake the Rake. You know what? I would love to have SpongeBob back too. I don't know if you've seen any of the submissions that some fans have been posting on LEGO Ideas, Drake, but there is this incredible Krusty Krab build that keeps popping up and is like featured in almost every single review period because everybody just loves it to pieces. I would love it if LEGO brought back SpongeBob. I really, really would. It would be incredible. Now, personally, I feel the want to have it as an 18+ set, of course, but that's just my opinion. Currently, another building toy brand has the license for SpongeBob right now. Several of them do, actually. So, it's definitely going to be a no for now. It's not that PS4 had better games, it's the fact that PS4 existed at a time where it was easier to make games. These days, AAA titles are taking like 5 or 6 years to make, whereas back then they were taking about 2 or 3. So there's more of a pool of options for PS4 and earlier than the PS5 has, and it's an issue that the Xbox has as well. Now, Xbox's situation is a completely different issue. They have probably the better console tech-wise inside it, like what's inside the actual machine, but they're really lacking in the games department. Really, really, really lacking. Makes me so happy to be a Nintendo, y'all. I don't have to worry about all the specs and all that kind of stuff. As long as game run good and game am good, I'm good. End of story. See, PS5 has only had Spider-Man. Well, no, because those games are on PlayStation. Those games are on PC as well, combo. So they're technically not PlayStation exclusives, and they're doing that because it's more money. Makes sense. Venomized Krusty Krab? No, we need a normal Krusty Krab first. You can't have a Venomized one if we don't have an original. Come on. Has Groot taught us nothing? Clearly not enough. Clearly not enough. I also would love a big, huge 18+ set of the SpongeBob's Neighborhood. With Patrick and Squidward's houses and SpongeBob's Pineapple. I would love that so much. I have to believe that LEGO is aware of the demand for SpongeBob sets, and I wouldn't be surprised if they're making some backdoor deal waiting for the current contract to expire, like with Mario and Connects. The Mario Connects was not a backdoor deal. These companies don't make backdoor deals. It's a very interesting thing. People like, oh, they're all being sneaky and going behind the scenes and going, hey, if you drop these people, we'll do your stuff for you too. And what happens is they drop the license because it's not working and someone else picks it up. It's the whole reason why other brands got SpongeBob and Avatar. See, combo, all those games are listed for the future, but you don't know when they're coming out or what they're coming out for. We don't know. We just don't know. Wii Sports was the best game on the Wii. It also came with the Wii, so we all kind of didn't have a choice. Hey, look, it's Doctor Strange. We're gonna break down the portal. Lego my leg minifigure. His name is Fred Wretched, by the way, if you didn't know that part. He has a name. He's had a name. It's not one of those weird things where they just decided to add names to incidental characters as the years have gone on. Like behind the scenes, rather than just calling him Incidental 1, Incidental 2. His name has just been Fred Wretched this whole time. Because why not? The My Leg guy. Alrighty, after this there's only one more polybag for us to break down. And sadly, it is one of my favorites. But it's okay. I'll put it into storage, and I'll have it ready for me the next time I want to build it. I don't really like Nintendo games besides Zelda and maybe Mario Wonder and Smash. I definitely... See, Nintendo games are big on the game side of things as opposed to like a big huge adventure or story. I highly recommend most of the other Mario games. If you like Mario Wonder, if you've played Mario Odyssey is great. Super Mario 3D World might be one of my absolute favorite Mario games ever. Which I know is a take, but that's my opinion. I loved it. I know Pikmin 4 is a great game, I've never played it myself. But I've heard that quality-wise, it's a good game. A lot of really good party games on there too. Mario Kart's great. Smash is great, of course. There is a lot to love. And I always say this, but if you just get a Switch to play Nintendo games. Because if there's any other game that's on there, that's on another console, and you have the other console, just get it for the other console. Because it's going to perform so much better. Could have sworn there was some confirmation that the two had approached each other while Connect had still had a license. That's why they were able to turn over sets so quickly after Connect dropped it. That's possible, but it's also possible that it was already agreed upon that they were already going to be done with Connects in the first place, and that's why the interaction even happened in the first place. It's never ever underhanded. This whole spot right back here is the reason why I think this set is so cool. It uses a ball joint to make this connection to the back so you can have the full build of it. So good. SpongeBob Returns, they better not make an 18+ set because it would be overpriced a second because it's for collectors. That's right, and that's why I want it. That is why I want it. Specifically, I want it to collect it. Like most Marvel minifigures, I don't actually mind getting the Doctor Strange minifigure spammed in sets since you can use them if you get the scene in Infinity War with all the Doctor Stranges. Well, that depends if it's the Infinity War Doctor Strange. That's the reason why people complain. Doctor Strange has so many different outfits. If it's the wrong outfit in the wrong set, then people are going to complain. Kind of like how Darth Vader's wrong in the Tanavy hallway. It's not episode 4 Vader, it's episode 5 Vader. I kind of want a UCS Republic dropship with AT-OT. I respect that. You're going to be saving for quite a while for that. Because Lego ain't going to make another one, that's for sure. Or they're not going to make them as a combo, at least. Not at the Republic gunship scale, that's for sure. Definitely not. Alrighty. All of my poly bags are disassembled. I'm gonna take them all, I'm gonna scooch all these over here, I'm gonna bring in the set that we built. And it is probably time to wind things down. Any last things to say, chat? Any things you want, last things you want to share? See, I want the 5s from the Tana V4 as well. I just wish that he was better. I don't like the pauldrons, and I don't like the way that his helmet's printed. He's still cool though. It's another clone I get to add to my collection, and I'll take that. So you don't have to make every single thing for collectors, but it's a very, very good way to get interest in the IP going, because you have all audiences talking about it as opposed to just kids. And by doing that, it gets more people interested, and the more that you do, the more money you get to invest in making more sense for everybody. Hello, Sam. I understand that too, Gail. Wanting to create some stuff and not have the time and the resources. I get it. One day. Just gotta keep a list going down, and when the time is right, you go for it. So, when it comes to streams, Drake, I have gone quite a while without streaming in general until relatively recently. And then there was this spurt here that I did a long stint of regularly streaming every other day or so. Probably not going to be doing it that consistently, but I will try. I want to try to stream at least once a week. At least once a week. We'll probably do a disassembly stream next, maybe? I don't know, we'll see. If we do, it'll be some LEGO Ninjago movie sets, which I'm sure will be very sad and exciting for some folks. Alrighty, I think we're gonna call it good here, chat. Thank you for stopping by. I had fun building. This was a very unique build. I'm glad that I got this under my belt now. Now that I've experienced it, it's great. So good. Plus I get to add another ninja to my Forbidden Spinjitzu collection. I have Lloyd and Kai on display at the moment. Let's put a katana in his hand. That way they can all have a sword. Yay! Alright. Don't worry about being late, Gail. It's about you showing up. I appreciate it. You too, Doofustan. Thank you. Alrighty, chat. Have a good night. I'll talk to y'all later. Or morning if that happens to be the time zone you're in. Bye, chat. Bye.